I just had a message on Facebook from a very nice bloke who's going through a really tough time too. And I just said something in a message to him that made me really think about last night and how I was missing the person who's hurt me. And one of my very oldest school friends, um, was saying, don't cocky Miss Snoop, don't give him the time of day, and she's right. But it dawned on me from what this chap was saying as well that this is almost like an addiction, isn't it? It's a dependency. It's a dependency, and a codependency where you're both reliant and dependent on each other for your life without having other options is very unhealthy, and we all know that, don't we? I know that, and I've always sort of like advocated you have time together, and if you do feel like you've got you need time out, then you do that as well. But obviously not all the time, but occasionally that's fine, isn't it? But it's important to have things in common, but it's also important not to, I think, so that it's not all boring or anything. But the message that I sent this chap just goes to remind me baggage like I'm going through and people like yourselves are going through are struggling just the same as me. We have to go down before we can get up. There's no other way of doing it because the baggage has to become so heavy that it actually enables you to put it down. It's no good semi carrying it around, is it, for the rest of your life? You've got to put it down. And maybe these dips that I'm having is the baggage getting heavier, taking a bit out, but not actually putting the whole lot down yet. And it's probably not until I've actually released the baggage, put it down on the floor, got up without carrying the cases, full of these memories, full of this feeling, full of this love that I felt. Maybe it is a bit like an addiction, you know, that saying about no one deserves to make you cry, and the one that does won't make you cry, or the one that deserves you won't make you cry. Everybody's going to cry. I'm sorry, that doesn't apply, does it really? You're all going to have rows or be upset or hurt, and you cry. But in a healthy relationship, you talk, you communicate, you comfort, you agree to differ, you make it better. And what's really obvious in this relationship, I say jokingly, is that it hasn't been made better. It hasn't been resolved. And I think for me, because I haven't been able to have closure, that's part of the problem. I've not been able to have closure yet. And I will do. I will make my own closure. But to all of you out there who are thinking when people are saying, oh, it'll get easier, it'll get easier, and it isn't, no, it won't for a long time get easier if the feelings were all true and, you're a genuine person, because they can't get easier. You have to get that release, that catharsis to happen first. So try not to worry. I'm not putting the pressure on myself, um, you know, to think that I'm not getting over this. I am getting over it, but I'm not there yet. So that's the process. And everybody else going through those dips, it seems to be pretty normal to me why we're going through them. So try not to blame yourself, or even when other people are kindly meaning to you, for goodness sakes, get up and stop worrying about things and get on with your life. That's a very, very good, positive, well-intentioned thing to say, and it's relevant. But at the same time, if you're not quite ready to do that, and you need to wallow a little bit in the grief, and you need to get a bit upset still, you're still putting that baggage down. So go with your instinct on that one. And the best thing to do is find a friend who isn't going through stuff as well, and basically dump on your friends. Any friend that's a good friend will let you dump. But be careful who you dump on, because somebody else is going through a really tough time. You don't want to be selfish and wallow in it and dump on them and put more pressure on their shoulders either, because that would be a bit selfish, wouldn't it? So choose your friends wisely, choose who you can dump on, and happy dumping this weekend. Love you.